Academy for Creative Teaching presents.
There was once a girl who was studying in grade 4. She was a happy, cheerful child who never wanted to miss school. She enjoyed her school, and everybody liked the girl because she was all the time happy and smiling. And that final examination, there was something shocking. The girl had failed in her 4th grade. Everybody was shocked because she performed much better than many other students. How could this girl fail? When the principal called the parents and told them about the girl's failure, the parent clearly said that she had to pay a price. Let her repeat a grade because she has not worked hard. And then the principal, who was a wise gentleman, took all the answer scripts of the girl and started going through them just to see why this girl had failed. It was quite surprising that the girl had performed pretty well in most of the subjects and had got a 0 in social science. He was quite surprised that a child who had done well in other grades had not performed in social science, and how could a child get 0 in a particular subject? When he looked at the paper, he was shocked to see that the girl had only written the questions and given gaps for the answers and had not written any of the answers. He was quite puzzled by what the child wanted to do. So he called the girl and asked her, "Why have you not written any of the answers? What made you, not attempt any of the questions?" The girl had a very different answer. She said, "I didn't write the answers because I don't like red marks." He could not understand. He said, "Can you please tell me what is this?" And the little girl said, "My social science teacher puts big red marks, the cross marks on my books. And then I don't like the red marks. And that is why I thought if I don't write any answers, I would not get any cross marks in my answer script. And that is why I didn't write any answer." This left the principal thinking. He wanted to find out more. When he got the notes of the child and started looking at the books, he was surprised to see that most of the pages of the child had very big cross marks in red. And then the child said, "I don't like this teacher. I don't like this subject. I don't want to study it at all." And when there was a little bit of time taken to see what was going wrong, it was evident that the teacher compelled all children to write the answers that she had given. And the child, this particular little girl, was not able to write the answers that the teacher had given. She was in the practice of writing her own answers. Whenever she wrote her own answers, the teacher always had a big cross in a red pen to tell the child that she was not complying with the teacher's expectation. Now, the question is, what does a red mark do to a child? The red cross, which is quite big in a book, tells the child that he or she is wrong. How should notes correction happen? I have this qualm about notes correction. What is this correction? So when we say correcting the notes, we already register in our mind that there are going to be mistakes and that we are going to correct the notes. Let's change the nomenclature and call it reviewing of notebooks. See, when we review a notebook, we can actually look at what the child has written well and where the corrections need to be made. And I see many teachers do it very, very mechanically. Notes is not just any practice that has come over a period of years. Notes is that personalized learning material for the child, where the child is able to write something, remember because it's in one's own handwriting, and there should also be scope for the child to add any sketch, drawing, mind map, or a concept map, which is going to help the child remember the concepts better. When it comes to correcting the notes, many surveys indicate that even teachers, around 72% of the teachers, feel that using a red pen, especially in the primary grades, the kindergarten, primary, and even up to grade 7, Children don't like the red marks because they are in the habit of learning how to write on their own. And at this stage, if we are looking at all those minute mistakes and crossing with the red pen, the child is constantly told that he or she is not good at something. Now, there are many schools where they've already switched over to a black pen. A teacher uses a black pen to make corrections wherever there are mistakes in the notebook. And what's more important is not just to use a tick and a cross mark. A tick is quite okay to indicate that the work is good. But then what about a cross mark? What does a cross mark communicate to a child? A big cross or a small cross will only indicate that the child is wrong. But is that giving authentic feedback to the child about where modifications need to happen, where the child needs to improve, where the child needs to modify the answer? No, we are not doing that. In what way is this going to help the child to develop? So it's important that we reflect on our practices as teachers and see if the reviewing of notebook can be a lot more meaningful and purposeful. When a child is writing notes, the first thing that the teacher has to do is not just take the books and correct it. The first thing is to help the child review one's own books. Self-correction or self-reviewing. If the teacher can put the difficult words or the new words on the board and ask all children to quickly check for the spellings of such words, or look at the capitalization of the first letter, or look for the punctuation marks which need to be there at the end of the sentence. Now, if the child is given onus to first review one's own book, don't you think we can cut down on a number of red cross marks? Obviously, yes, we will be able to do that. Once children do their self-correction, why not we have peer correction? Children can swap their books and I can look at your book and you look at my book. That way, we also learn to identify the spellings, help each other and learn together. And the teacher's burden of correction obviously comes down. So when there is self-correction or self-reviewing, peer reviewing of the book that is done, then it comes to the teacher, the number of mistakes would have come down drastically. So it helps the teacher also to review the book a lot more faster, and then it becomes easier for the teacher. Last but not the least, it's very important for the teachers to maintain a review log of the notebooks. There are many teachers who keep correcting books of children who keep submitting it. What about my little friends who may not complete their notes on time and submit them on time? Their notes are not checked at all many times. Runs for months together being unchecked. So it's important that a teacher has a record log of the notebooks reviewing, where all the names of children are written and the date when the correction or the reviewing was done. There can just be a tick mark against children's notes that are already reviewed and an absent or a gap for those who still haven't got it reviewed. Any activity we do in the class as teachers is for a particular purpose. There is a lot of sanctity around every small practice. But what is more important is, as teachers, we need to have an understanding of the why of those practices and develop strong conviction about the why of the practice. And only when we can add our own style to it. Any work that we do in a school is an image of our personality. It reflects our personality. So whenever we are more organized and we look into how a child feels, how a child can use the notes after we have reviewed it, I think the whole purpose gets some meaning. So the next time you review the notebooks of your children, please remember you are conveying your appreciation, your support, your ideas and your help to your children through the pen that you are using. Namaste friends. We are extremely happy to have you people over with us. Around 20,000 of you have subscribed our channel and you are staying with us, watching our videos, encouraging us and also telling us what really helps you and what more you expect. If you are looking for solutions to some of your classroom problems, your school issues, parenting challenges, please do write to us the topics that you would like us to make videos on and leave the same in the comment section below. We will definitely come up with more videos that will help you encounter the challenges you come across in life. The whole purpose of making these videos is to make teaching learning enjoyable.